DNVR ads bringing you season previews galore, and you are in the right place if you want to know about what we think is going to happen for the forwards, even though there's a ton of questions. But we are previewing everything, so make sure you check out our videos on not only every single division, but we break down every position for the Colorado Avalanche. Time to move on to the boys up front. Rudo, Biggie, Gizmo with you here, and let's get right into it. More questions than answers, unfortunately, offensively for this team, because we just don't know about three big things. Well, we don't know about two big things, and the third one, hopefully coming to a conclusion soon. Sounds like Lehkonen is in good shape. He is on the road to recovery. Won't be horrifically long, but let's just start with the elephant in the room that's been lingering around now for 2 years, and it's the Landeskog question. Does he come back? If he does, for how long? And obviously the Valeri Nichushkin situation and what comes of that. And I think it's two-pronged, and this is where we'll talk about it. What happens if they come back? What happens if those two do not come back? And then the big other question is does Cal Ritchie spend an entire season in the NHL?
Yeah, look, the Landeskog situation sounds like it's an win, not if, but it is win February, is win December, and when that win is he a top six player? Is he a third line player? Can he even really play at all?
Correct.
We don't know. And we won't know until he steps back onto the ice for another NHL game, which I believe him when he says he's going to do it.
Yeah.
But I don't have a solid timeline for you. So the Avs just have to live in that world. Nichushkin, again, who knows? I think a lot of people are simply expecting him back on November 13th. I don't know that it's as clear-cut as some people think. The NHL still has to clear him and allow him to play. So we'll see. On November 13th, the hope is he clears, he comes back, he's great, everything's good. But I don't know how realistic that is.
Now, realistically as well, he can't be around the team, so he's got to be doing things nowish on his own if he's expecting a November 13th return in terms of skating, working out, etc. And you're doing that with, you've got to figure that out.
Yeah, they're just completely unpredictable how that could play out. You can't, unless your name is Val Nichushkin, you probably don't fully know.
You cannot just put skates on, and Eric can speak to this far better than me, but you cannot just put gear and pads on November 13th out of the blue and be ready to play in the NHL. Hockey shape and actual shape are two very different things.
I'm going to break it down very simply. Gabe, my guy, cross my fingers, hope he's ready, he's, like we all do, right? It's a heartfelt decision, right? It's like, hopefully he's able to come back. Again, we'll leave that one aside because I don't think it's going to be here at the start. I know it's a season preview, but you got to play the first game, like Rudo says. You can't play game 82 until you play game 1.
Yeah.
So a game 1, he won't be there. Who knows? He's not going to be there for a while. So same with Val. Again, I'm going to be very cautious here. It's a league decision. It is not a team decision.
Correct.
It is a league decision.
Correct.
The league will dictate what the path is.
Correct.
Put that one aside, move on. We'll deal with that one when that time comes. One of the best first lines in hockey, right? If you keep Joe in with Mac and Mikko. One of the best third lines in hockey if you keep Woody and LOC and Ross Colton. Fourth line will sort itself out. Now it's a matter of like Casey Middlestat, which I believe will have a breakout season. Who's going to be on his wings? Until Lecky, who knows, going to be short. Probably won't be there game 1, but we're talking about game 1. Who knows how that's going to go? That's why I've been vocal about it. I would split up, Mikko and Nate for those reasons because we know it works. We know it's beautiful. We know it's magical. What did I say? Shakespeare-ish and Picasso-ish and whatever it is. Sorry, AJ. But at some point, you have to tinker. And as much as I said in our previews on D that, I sleep well at night if I'm a manager, up front, I'm not too sure right now. I'm awake a little bit at night. Try to figure out until those unknowns. And it's been like this, handcuffed for the last few months because of the salary cap of those two unknowns and all that kind of stuff. So I do believe you have to find a way. You asked a question about Cal Ritchie.
Well, that's the parlay.
I think time will tell. I think the ball's going to go in his court, and he's going to have to go and show Jared Bednar and everybody else that he can hang and he can help, and it's not going to be detrimental to his development. and that he can help this team win because he's got a lot to learn. He's got no experience. He has to learn a lot of the things that crafts of being a National Hockey League player. Does he have the skill? Awesome. We saw it in that preseason goal. All good. But there's a lot more to hockey than just having some skill. And I think he's going to have to bring it all together and quickly because there's no babysitting in the National Hockey League. Now, do I expect him to be here all year? I'm going to say that I expect him to be there on opening night. I think that we'll see how he does. And then by then, I'll give you an answer after that if I expect him to be here longer than a few games here in the National Hockey League in Denver.
Giving him every opportunity to make the team. They had him here way ahead of even rookie stuff going on. He skated in the big boy skate up in Vail with the likes of MacKinnon and Crosby and multiple other stars that get together every summer up there. They're taking time and patience with him. Pierre-Edouard Bellemare spent time working with him on draws. He's leaning on a lot of other guys now in terms of potentially playing on the wing. He's prepping for that. Cal Ritchie told us exclusively the other day that he stayed an extra 20 minutes on the ice by himself at practice, just working on stopping pucks on rims and understanding how not to get embarrassed by defensemen because it's the National Hockey League. So clearly he wants to take the steps to put himself in the best spot. That might mean playing on the right side, not at center, which is what he's used to.
Yeah, a couple of known things here that we can talk about. One, the Avs have deep center depth now. MacKinnon, Middlestat, Colton, Bellemare, down the middle. That doesn't include a Chris Wagner. That doesn't include Parker Kelly, who they've been trying at center. That does not include Cal Ritchie at center. They have plenty of centers. That is done, dusted. Don't worry about it. Two.
You're saying I'm not sniffing that line.
I don't think you're going to be tough for you to find that. You might be an Eagle this year, Giz. Two, Cal Ritchie's going to play on this team. I don't know if it's going to be for the whole season, but just the way Jared Bednar talks about him, he's talking about not a guy who has work to do and this, that, and the other thing. He's saying, look, there are some parts of his game that need to get better quickly because he's going to be playing for the Colorado Avalanche to start this year.
I read into that too. Yeah.
And it's going to be on the wing, like you said. That's just the reality of it. In the immediate, that could be a second line spot. It may end up being down the lineup a little bit, and it may end up being 4 or 5 games, and then like he gets healthy and he goes back to juniors or whatever. But he will start the NHL season with the Avs. His impact's pretty variable. If it's not a big impact, it's not that big of a deal. If it is a big impact and he sticks, the Avs are a very, very good team this year. Look, with Nichushkin and Landeskog, if you get both of them back, I think the Avs are the best team in the NHL, clear cut. Without them, there's some holes that need to be filled, whether that's a Cal Ritchie, whether that's a trade deadline move, whatever it might be. The Avs need to improve in some ways if they don't get those guys back. Ritchie, my gut feel is that he does not get more than 9 games, but he's going to get an opportunity.
That's why I sleep with one eye open, right? 2 eyes open on D, forward, 1 eye open. Do you see one eye? One eye.
Are you sleeping if you're sleeping on the goaltending side?
Yeah, I got 1 eye open.
One eye open?
Yeah, I do.
You're not like tossing and turning?
Maybe, we'll see. I don't want to be negative.
Okay. All right, that's what we look like for the forwards. Some question marks there, no doubt about that, and those will get figured out in not much time. I think we'll know in the first month and a half of the season sort of what the clearer picture that evolves there. All right, that's our season preview for the forwards. Remember, we did these for every single position as well as each division. So make sure you go check that out. Make sure you're liking those videos. And if you're not already, make sure you are subscribing to our YouTube channel and you have notifications set for everything and you're following us on social media because we truly are bringing you some incredible content and it's only just the beginning. If we're pumping this stuff out right now in the off season, I'll just wait till you see what we have planned during the season. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you next time.